Welcome back to Freedom 5, Corrections Are Us episode. Wow, lots to go over. Okay, where to begin? Yes, when we did the heal action for the Chrono Ranger, we had one of these instances where we had the place 2 action tokens here. When you do the heal action and get rid of this, these you don't get to use on the turn where you heal. So they're lost, but I didn't do that. I used them anyway. When you have villains that are not on the board, you do not put the henchmen onto their card. And when you get 3 henchmen on a villain card who's on the board, which in this case we don't have any, the mastermind track doesn't go up one. An anarchy token of the villain's color gets placed out instead. So I'm going to take our mastermind track and take it from 3 down to 2. When I got the 2 cards for the Chrono Ranger, you only go down to the 12 card limit at the end of your hero phase before the villain phase. So I did not need to discard the 2 cards for the Chrono Ranger, so we're going to do that. He's going to get the 2 Danny Boys back because you don't do that till the end of your hero phase. Okay, what else? Was there something else? Oh yes, and of course his Restoring Order, which I've been rolling horribly, is 2 different colors. I've been trying to do yellow and failing. He's already done it once for yellow. We got to do it for green or blue, a different color. So there's that, and I think that might cover off most of the things I meant. Oh, and the other thing is turn order. It's supposed to be, in the book it says you pick a first player and then you just keep going around and around and around. So technically, because I began the playthrough with Chrono Ranger going first, it should always be Chrono Ranger, then Bunker, and then back and forth. You can't switch it up every turn. I have been, and now that I've been doing that, I think I'm just going to leave it as a house rule that it doesn't matter which hero gets to go first as long as they both get a turn, because at the end of their turn it's scheme cards and everything. Anyway, you're not supposed to do it that way, so there you go. So there, messed up a bunch of things, but let's continue on. And continuing on in the incorrect turn order then, we'll start off with Bunker. Alright, so starting off with Bunker, who's up here and all of this problem. Now, he's in civilian mode. Once per turn, choose a hero to draw 3 ability cards and keep cards of that color. You may move to any location matching the color they choose. We're going to have, let's go ahead and have himself draw 3 cards. So he'll draw 3 cards, and he gets to choose a color of card to keep. Green, blue. He'll keep the blue, and of course these ones that are discarded. And so he can move to any blue location. And honestly, I think he might just move right here. Why would he not do that? That's the easiest thing to do. He's going to move right there. Okay. He does have 5 actions now, so let me take a look at his cards. He'll switch over to his hero mode, and we'll have him take 5 actions. Alright, his first action, I think he's going to be playing a card, and he will play this yellow one. Remove 1 Anarchy or Mastermind token from your location. He's going to burn that yellow card to go ahead and just remove this Mastermind token. You don't have to do anything, just remove it, because if we get too many of them on the board, then the Mastermind track does go up. That was his first action. For his second action, I think he's going to start attacking some enemies. We need to get blue enemies off the board. Now, unfortunately, he is a 5+ for blue. And you know what he's going to do with that? He will go ahead. Play before you roll dice. Each 5 or 6 you roll counts as 2 successes. Suffer 1 unblockable damage for each 1 and 2. This is probably a bad move. You know what? We're not going to do that because you know how I roll. So we're just going to ignore that. Alright, we're going to get out 3 blue dice, and we're going to see if we can take down any of these blue minions, or henchmen, because we really need to start getting rid of the blue henchmen. 5 or higher, he gets 1/6. Okay, well that's 1 off the board. He might as well attack again, I guess. Why would he not? We'll do that As a second action, he'll attack again, and he gets a 5. Okay, that's pretty good. And then taking a look, he's got 2 actions remaining. He will take a move action to here, and his final action will be to attack these guys, 2 yellow and 1 blue. So I gotta get out some more dice. And yes, these dice actually have more than 1s and 2s on them, although with the yellow ones you'd sometimes wonder. Alright, his final attack. He gets... Wow, these yellow dice, are they... No, there's a 5, a 4, and a 6. Okay, he gets rid of the 1 blue, which is bizarre. And because he's now ending his turn, yes, there are 2 enemies there, he would take 2 damage. He gets to block 1. He gets to kill one of these guys, so he will take 1 damage from that. And are we doing the... We're not even doing the intel, forget it. It's just absolutely horrible. Alright, the damage he takes is... you cannot use any green abilities. Okay, so he's damaged with that. He'll have to heal that possibly next time. And I gotta see now. And then he will draw 2 cards. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 10 cards, so he gets to draw 2. Of course, 1 of them will throttle, and I have to shuffle his discard because he does not have any more cards in his draw deck. So, and he's still looking to take out some red minions, which we'll deal with on his next turn, I guess, to complete his justice action. Alright, and draw 3 cards. Wow. He has lots of the draw 3 cards. Alright, that was the end of his turn. Now it's over to the scheme card, which is this one. It's Justice Rules the Night. Perfect. So nothing happens. Wow. A teensy bit of luck. Alright, over we go now, after that, to the Chrono Ranger. Okay, we are going to... He has 2 actions, basically, which is completely lame. He will do a heal action as his first action, and he will heal this one, which I just talked about at the beginning. Plays 2 action tokens there, so this is going to go back in the bag. These 2 actions are now spent. He don't get them this turn, which means he has 1 action remaining. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Alright, so put that back in the bag. Now he's got 1 action remaining. Now he could heal his final action. He can't use red cards. You know what? He's going to do another heal action. His final action will be to completely heal. So he's wasted basically all of his entire actions to heal, which means he gets to get rid of this one. And he is still in his hero phase. And I think I'm giving up on rolling dice, and he's going to go ahead and use his special card. Play on your turn while... Oh, at HQ. He's not at HQ. So we can't do it. I was going to have him remove this Anarchy token. We'll call it a green one because it's purple. You can pick any color you want. And that would do his Justice action. Okay, this is just move an Anarchy token. Okay, that's not going to do him any good. And that's it. So he has a ton of cards in his hand. He has no enemies in his space, which is, I guess, good. Of course, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards in hand. So no enemies to attack him when he draws 2 cards. He draws Deadly Aim, and he draws Danny Boy. So he's got 16 cards, I think. I'm going to have to figure out which ones to get him back down to 12 cards, and then it will be scheme card time. Alright, so we're going to get rid of the Temporal Grenade and 3 Danny Boys. That gets him from 16 cards down to 12, and now it is scheme card time. Is this going to bite us? Very likely. Alright, we have a green and a Mastermind token at 14, which is precisely where he is. So he's going to get 1 green henchman and a Mastermind token. I'll just grab one randomly there. Okay, up next, 2 yellow at 5. Which is, of course, overrun time. So you get 1 here. The second one would go on a card of a villain that's on the board. We have no villains on the board, so we don't have to worry about that. But we do get an overrun here. We get an overrun here. And we get an overrun here, but we don't. And there's no... chain reaction overrun, so this would go on the card of the Mastermind, but you can't. I have to double check the rule, but I think it just goes on the card and that of the villain on the board, but we don't have any. And then up finally we have a red at 7. Is 7? No, of course the other side of the board. Alright, we get 1 red at 7, which is right there. That's not a big deal. Alright, let me just double check the overrun rules, and yes, because we're still in chapter 1, we don't care about that. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, let me check the rules, and then we'll come back. Alright, yeah, got that right. So it's just if you have to have an overrun, there's no secondary overruns like Pandemic. So because we had an overrun here, we would get an extra one here, but we don't. So it doesn't cause a chain reaction overrun. And since we have no villains on the board, the henchman would not go on the villain card, like I incorrectly did the last couple of times. And so there we are. We're still in chapter 1. Wow. Basically because of horrible dice rolling. And I think I've addressed pretty much everything. At least I hope I have. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, descriptions, and likes. We'll continue. We'll see if we can ever get to chapter 2. It's the never-ending playthrough. And this is the most basic opening scenario of the entire game. And it's been taking, wow, just an absolute long time. Alright, hope to see you next time for the continuation. Alright, one little correction here at the end of the episode. He had 3 actions, not 2. I don't know why I thought he had 2. 2 of his action tokens were on a wound, so he lost those 2 actions, but he should have had 3 actions. I used 2 for healing. He's got 1 action left. He discarded 3 Danny Boy cards, which is you can attack henchmen adjacent. So I'm just going to say he'll play one of the Danny Boy cards as his action. It's not even an action, to be honest. The Danny Boy cards are... you just play it on your turn, and now you can attack adjacent locations. So it wasn't an action, but he has an action left, so he might as well attack the 2 blue that are sitting there. He needs a 4+. Wow, he got rid of the both blue. Okay, so we might as well go ahead and do that for his final action, which I cheated him out of. There we go. Alright, that's going to be it. I think I caught everything, so thanks so much. Hope to see you next time. Continuation Freedom 5 with Bunker and the Chrono Ranger.